Hello lovelies and welcome to today's video. Today we have a Project Life process video and this is my week 10. So this is the week of last week of February, first week of March I think. And I haven't put the date on this page, mostly because I forgot the date. Hang on, I actually have a little... No, lost that too. I have so many times I have written the dates down on a post-it note, put on my desk, and I lose it all the time. So yeah, if my computer's off, I don't go and check what date it is. So I really need to remember to put the date on, but you know, week 10 works for me. So enough jabbering on about the date. This week I am using my May Kitaholic kit, and I really had a lot of fun using this kit. I enjoy using Kit Club kits, especially for Project Life, because with my Project Life, I find I struggle to embellish it and not make it look the same all the time. And even when I try and use my stash, I find that I only pull out a few things, generally, as always, whatever's on my desk, so things become very repetitive. And you know how much I hate things being repetitive in my Project Life. That's probably my biggest hate when it comes to my Project Life. And so when I get kits, I enjoy using them because, you know, someone else has put together a coordinating set and it works for me. So I really enjoy them mostly for Project Life. And yeah, like I was saying, this is the May Kitaholic Kits. Kitaholics is an Australian kit club. It is the only kit that I subscribe to at the moment. Mostly because I think it's one of the only Aussie kits around. And yeah, I don't subscribe to overseas kits. Shipping is insane. But yeah, so I've been getting this kit for a while. I was previously on the design team for about 2 years. And yeah, so I still get the kits. I get all four. I get the mixed media, Project Life, embellishment, and the main kit. And I just mix them all together in a tub. And yeah, I use them as much as I can, and then at the end, whatever I've got left at the end of the month before the new kit arrives, I make DIY embellishments out of. Very important point, because I do, actually this week I don't use as many, which is pretty cool. But if you've watched my videos in the past, you do realise that I have a little tub that sits on my desk out of all the little clusters that I've made out of leftover kit pieces. But anyway, enough about that. So this is my title card, and I really enjoyed my title card this week. Now, I've said it in the past, sometimes I either love my title card or I hate them, and I feel that a lot of the time, as with a lot of my Project Life, I feel that it always just looks the same. It's the same recipe, same process, and I get bored with it. This week, for some reason, I moved away from it and it just looks different and I really like it. I really enjoy the way it turned out. So I'm using, like I said, I'm using my kits, and so pretty much everything that I'm using is from the May kit, including these alphas. How awesome are they? I really love these alphas, and surprisingly enough it managed to fit perfectly. So I've just cut up some of the 6x8 paper, made my title card. I'm sorry if you can hear all that noise. It's windy and someone's beeping their horn like crazy. I'm trying to get this video done before school pickup, and yeah, so I'm working on a time limit. So, this is a lovely photo. So without fail, about twice a year I get tonsillitis. Generally when it's, you know, seasons are changing. And yeah, I got lovely and sick, and this is a lovely picture of my tonsils that my husband took. So yeah, and in the exclusive die cuts, there was some phrases, and one of them said "so fabulous," so I stuck that on, and then I just got my alphas and wrote "not" underneath, so you know, like a sarcastic "not" type thing. I thought it was funny, so yeah. So I fully believe in taking photos of the everyday, just random photos, all sorts of weird things, doesn't really matter what, but that's what I do with Project Life. I like to document the everyday, and this is probably about as everyday as it gets. And also the joys of when I'm sick. So this picture down here is, I was loading up my medications ready to take. So I have my insulin, because I'm a diabetic. I don't know if I mentioned that before. I have my tablets, and then I've got, this was when I was sick, so I had the antibiotic and I had some Panadol. And I got it all out ready to take, and it was all sitting on the bench, and I'm like, wow. So I had to take a photo of that, because, you know, that's... yeah, it doesn't get any more everyday life than that. And then I've just used some of the die cut pieces, and yeah, just literally documented what that was all about. So the picture on the left down the bottom is actually a screenshot from a previous YouTube video I posted, and I just liked the video, and I also liked the image that I'm holding up there, so I took a screenshot of it and decided to put that in for this week. It sort of represents that I was on a massive gel printing phase, and also, you know, the videos that I post. Every now and then I like to put up screenshots of either my artwork or videos or Instagram posts, so quite often they will make an appearance in my project life. And we also know how much I love to include text conversations and screenshots and things. So actually I have a screenshot of a text conversation on the right hand side of this page too. So my journaling card for this week is just going to talk about how lovely and sick I was. So quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Quite accurately maybe? Well, anyway, the title for this card is ill, because that photo is really ill. And so I'm just going to, all I've used is some of the smaller alphas that came in the kit. And I actually use these alphas a lot on my photos and random journaling cards over this spread as well. So I've just used one of the labels that came in the kit as well. That you get a packet of exclusive labels as well. Now I love using these labels to make my DIY clusters if I don't use them all. But they also make good little journaling spots. So I've used one and I've just put ew as my title, and then I'm just journaling about how lucky I am when I get sick, and you know how big and red and gross my tonsils get. So this picture I'm working on now is actually kind of hard to see, and no matter how many times I try and take a photo of it, it just doesn't do it justice, but I know what the photo represents, so I wanted to include it. So this is my youngest son. Now, every time we're in the car and I'm in the passenger seat, I get out the car, and because we have child lock, I open the door. And without fail, he pushes his face into the glass and his hands, and he sort of does this weird little smushy face, and it's hilarious, and it never fails to make me laugh, no matter how many times he does it. And I'm always trying to get a good photo of it, but it just doesn't do it justice because it is a reflection on the window. But I can sort of see, and I sort of, you know, it's reminding me enough of the story that I really wanted to include this. And I just used my those alphas again. I just wrote yep, and I'm going, that's my child, because I say it to his dad all the time, you know, yep, he's yours, be proud. So yeah, so this is my other side of my spread. This is the right hand side. So this is the second half of my video. I was really happy with how quickly I put this video together. When I do Project Life videos, I tend to put them off for as long as possible because I feel it takes me so long. And then the voiceovers I tend to struggle with sometimes too, because I feel that they're one of my longer videos, and I feel that my voiceovers take me forever to do. So yeah, I tend to avoid them. But that's why I like working with kits and things that are already out and ready to go, because it just makes it go so much faster. Once I get my flow on and my mojo's happening, it's so much easier to get my layouts done. So I always find that this side of the layout gets done a lot faster than my title card side, because I have everything out and I've got a groove happening. So while I was rambling on about getting my groove back, I missed telling you about my Frankenstein Project Life card. So I needed another card to journal on here, and the paper I liked, it just wasn't big enough, and I thought I could use one of my lined Project Life cards, but it was a bit plain, so I decided to Frankenstein the two together and make a really cool card. In the end, it's probably my favourite card because I love the embellishment that I put on it and how it all comes together. So basically, I just used the offcut, used another card for the size, and then I just pasted them together at a size that I liked. So I love this card. And you'll see when that's finished why. But the card I'm working on at the moment, this is that screenshot of the text conversation. So originally it was a 3x4 photo just for a 3x4 slot. But the photo that is next to it was also included on the bottom of the text conversation because I sent it to my husband. And I thought there's no point including the photo twice, and I wanted the bigger version of the photo in my Project Life. So I decided to trim it down and stick it to a 3x4 card and then add some journaling to it. And I'm really quite happy with how it turned out. Generally, I don't do this. I use 3x4 photos and 4x6, and that's it. I very rarely do I sway away from that. if I'm feeling a little adventurous, I might put a 3x4 photo in a 4x6 slot with a journaling space or something like that, but that's about as adventurous as I get. But I really do like how this come together and gave me some space for a little bit of journaling and, you know, some more embellishing. So I might try and do that a bit more often because, yeah, I'm trying, like I keep saying, sadly to say, I'm getting bored with my project life. I find that it's very repetitive and it's always looking the same. So yeah, things like that are going to be a good way to make it look a little different, and that's why I like this spread so much, because I did try some new things. My title card looked different. I've got different size photos. So yeah, I'm definitely going to try and do things like this more often. So this is that card that I was telling you about. I turned it into a journaling card, just about of our weekend. Cooper was away at Boys Club, as he calls it. It's a social club that he goes to with LifeBridge, and the first time he went, Will was a little upset that he didn't get to go anywhere, so we decided to have some Mummy, Daddy and Will time, one-on-one time, and we went bowling in this case. So I was just journaling that. The photo next to that is actually a screenshot of a FaceTime. I loved using screenshots a lot, you will notice. I screenshot when I FaceTime my niece a lot as well. But yeah, this was just when Daddy rang to see what we were doing on the Saturday. I think actually most of these photos are from the Saturday. We had soccer training and... No, sorry, we didn't have soccer training. We had the soccer game. And it was also Cooper's turn to go to LifeBridge, so I had a bag packed for him, and Dad took him and dropped him off. But Dad forgot his bag, so I had to rush and drop the bag off and then get to the soccer field in time for our game. Well, in all that rush, I forgot my jacket. And of course, it started to rain. So that text conversation is all about how I managed to forget my rain jacket. I had no umbrella, no nothing, and I was wearing a white shirt. So the photo next to that is actually of me. I managed to find a towel in our kit bag, and one of the lovely mums gave me her daughter's Paw Patrol umbrella, so that is me rocking the Paw Patrol umbrella. And yeah, I really wanted to include that story because that was lots of fun. And that's the text conversation I had with my husband. So I like to include all these things. So this is a picture of the kids about to kick off, and I just wanted to include that too. But I had all this blank space, and sometimes I do it intentionally so I can embellish and journal on it. And in this case, I've written kick off and let's go Redbacks. So that's it for my spread. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will be back this weekend with some more. Bye for now.